Welcome back to another, it's me Cam from Camscom. Welcome back to another daily Chelsea transfer news video where today I'll be going in depth in the situation Moise Caicedo, Dusan Vlahovic and Levi Colwill's new contract and all things Chelsea. So if you're new, I'm Cam from Camscom and I do daily Chelsea transfer news videos. I'm very close to 1,000 subscribers, so if you could like, subscribe, turn the bell on, all that jazz, that would help me a lot. But without further ado, let's get on the first story with Moise Caicedo. And there's talks about Sanchez and Caicedo being integrated in the same deal. So without further ado, I'm going to Fabrizio Romano, who said there is a possibility that Sanchez and Caicedo could be included in the same amount, a total package, even though they are two separate negotiations. And the fee is looking to be around the £110 million mark. With Brighton valuing Caicedo at £100 million to get, a decent keeper as well, just for a bit more, would maybe make sense. It would help Brighton because they're offloading two of their players. Of course, they dropped Sanchez last year. It would help us because we'd have competition with Kepa, who, sometimes can be great and other times, most of the time, is a bit shit. But more in today, there's been talks about a new mystery bid. So I'm going to go to Andy Naylor and The Athletic, who have said Chelsea could face competition in their pursuit of Brighton midfielder Moise Caicedo. Another bid from a yet identified club is set to surpass Chelsea's most recent offer for Caicedo, that's worth a total of £18 million. Well, who could that be? We know Arsenal were interested in Caicedo, but they're not going to spend 80 more million on top of the 105 they spent on Rice, or maybe they would, I'm not too sure. Man United, just signed Mount. I don't know if that could happen, but they're the both teams that were interested. Liverpool, of course, were interested again, but they've signed McAllister. I'm scratching my head really. Is it a European club on the continent, or maybe it's a Saudi Arabian team? I'm not too sure. They'd spend 80 million, but whoever it is, it looks like we're going to have to be in a bidding war. Because of this price and bidding war, it looks like Chelsea need to identify other targets. So I'm going to go to Simon Jones from the Mail Sport, who has said Chelsea's prime midfielder target remains Moise Caicedo of Brighton and Southampton's Roman Lavia, but Tyler Adams is being considered as he is a prospective signing of great value in an inflated market. Well, staying with Tyler Adams, there's a £25 million, mark that Aston Villa look like they want to pay him for. So once again, very cheap. Because Leeds got relegated, I guess they have no really leg to stand on for suggesting they want like 50 million like Lavia would be. Of course, Lavia, 19-year-old, probably has the higher ceiling. Tyler Adams, that Premier League experience with Leeds the last year and a half. But our main target is still Moise Caicedo. Diego Chukwu actually training with Chelsea right now. So, maybe it's up to Pochettino. Maybe if he, finds a liking to him, then maybe he could start, but it's looking like he's going to be alone on Strasbourg next season. But that's Caicedo. Very interesting that another team has bid at 80 million. We have no idea, but I know talks are still ongoing, so that's still good. On to the next story. So, talking about the Vlahovic-Lukaku swap deal, where else to go then for Fabrizio Romano, who has said Juventus are waiting for Chelsea to decide if they want the Dusan Vlahovic-Romelu Lukaku plus 40 million swap deal. Juventus feel they could be strong because Lukaku has already said yes to them, but Chelsea must decide. Well, yes, injury-prone Vlahovic, which I'll be talking about later, plus Lukaku, plus 40 million is a bit of a joke. He scored 10 goals in the Serie A last season, once again, injury-stricken, so you got to take it at face value. But he's on 210 grand a week at Juventus. Will he want a pay rise? Will he be willing to take a pay cut? Well, I'm not too sure. He's not really as keen on the move to Chelsea as Juventus are keen on getting rid of him. But without further ado, I'm going to go to Romeo Grazzetti, who has said, as things stand, Chelsea are not convinced of making a move for Vlahovic. Chelsea are having a meeting in the next few hours to decide a final decision, go for Vlahovic or don't go for Vlahovic. There's no possibility that Lukaku and Vlahovic will be both at Juve. However, Chelsea right now, Nicholas Jackson, I say just give him the keys, let him start, and Kunku as well. Armando Broja coming back from injury, it would be a shame for him not to get a chance in the Premier League with Chelsea, because if he were to sign someone like Vlahovic, then he'd probably be loaned or sold without having to see his full potential, like we did with Lukaku 10 years ago. But final story saying Dusan Vlahovic's physical fragility in adductor muscles poses a problem and has given rise to a fear in Italy linked to a risk of failure at a medical examination should he leave Juventus. Romelu Lukaku has agreed a 3+1 year contract with Juventus. So, Lukaku's set on the move, he's agreed the terms, it's just about Vlahovic and his weak abductor muscles, which, because Juventus are so dead set on selling him, they're afraid that the whole deal could collapse even if it were to go ahead because he could fail his medical. So talks are ongoing in the next 2 hours. We'll probably know by tomorrow if we're going to be walking away from the deal or actually progressing on it and trying to get, that 40 million plus Lukaku a bit down because that's a bit of an overpayment. But yeah, on to the next story. Finally, leading on to some good news and going back to Fabrizio Romano, who has said, official, Levi Colwill signs a new deal at Chelsea until June 2029 with option until 2030. It's always been an easy decision, as I've always known Chelsea. Pochettino giving me a reassurance that I needed the trust I needed. He's spoken with me, not just as a player, but as a person. Thank you, Levi Colwill, for choosing to stick with Chelsea and stick two things up to Brighton. This could be one of our biggest signings that we're going to be making this summer, because Levi Colwill has that ceiling, that potential that Brighton wanted to break their record for. Liverpool wanted to spend like 60 million, but ultimately he's with Chelsea. If you think about it, this time last year, Chelsea were in the Joshua Guardiola business, where it looked like we all were like so close to signing for around 60 million euros. But now, in this deflated market, it looks like Man City are going to be paying close to 90 million euros. So Levi Colwill, if you think about it, is saved us 90 million euros and could be the same, or if not better, than Gvardiol. Of course, he's English, played very well at Brighton last year. But yeah, very exciting news today. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you tomorrow for more Chelsea transfer news videos, where hopefully I'll be in 1,000 subscribers. See you then.